Hi everybody, this is Christy with Guidepost to Wellness. Welcome back for all you return viewers, and welcome to anybody that's new to this channel where we talk about anything and everything that has to do with wellness. And today's topic is about breathing. For those of you that may have read on my blog or have watched some of the other videos, I talk a little bit about deep breathing and breathing properly and how we can, when we feel very stressed, we can go into more of a shallow type of breathing. And the wonderful thing about breathing is that it is one of the few activities that we can actually do to take over when our body starts to go into an automatic stress response. We can take over that response by breathing deeply. Whenever we breathe deeply and properly, it can stimulate the vagus nerve, and it tells our body to calm down and go back into that rest and digest, and not to be afraid and tense and all those types of things that can be so harmful to our health. So what I wanted to do today is just talk about a couple of different types of breathing that you can do that can be very, very beneficial. The first one I wanted to talk about is just a very basic mindful type of breathing that you can do. This is great if you've never really done any type of breathing exercises before, or if you are new to being mindful. This is something that can be very helpful for you, which is just to take exaggerated types of breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, holding for 2 or 3 seconds. And while you're doing that, you're really, really focusing on the act of breathing in and breathing out. So for example, breathing in through the nose. For 2 or 3 counts or even longer. And you're just going to focus on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can do this, and you can do it in a counting type of method where you're keeping track as you count. And don't beat yourself up if you still have other thoughts that go through your mind during this time. That's absolutely fine. Don't judge them. Just kind of push them to the side by saying, not right now, I'll get back to you later, and then go back to concentrating on the sensation of breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And doing that several times a day can really be helpful. You can just start out by doing it for a count of 10. Similar to maybe if a child gets angry or something and you tell them to stop and count to 10, it's a very healthy exercise to do with deep breathing as well. Now the next one, and I was doing a little bit of this in the basic breathing, and that is called diaphragmatic breathing. This is where you're really breathing deep down into the belly, and this is one of the best ways that you can stimulate the vagus nerve, because the vagus nerve actually runs right through the diaphragm. So as you are breathing deeply, you're stimulating that nerve, and the vagus nerve is tied directly to the autonomic nervous system. Everything from the responses in the brain all the way down to your digestive tract. So everything that has to do with fight or flight or rest and digest goes through that vagus nerve. And this is one that's really, really, really useful. I mean, I've had some clients that were skeptics do this practice and then take their blood pressure again and notice how just an amazing improvement that they've had in their blood pressure. So this one you can do either sitting or you can do it lying down, whatever's comfortable for you. If you're going to be lying down, make sure your knees are supported or they're bent a little bit. And then what I recommend is that you put one hand on your chest, and you can't really see, but I'm putting my other hand down on my abdomen. And then as you breathe in, instead of breathing into your chest first and like raising your shoulders, like we have a tendency to do, you're actually going to breathe in deeply, and you're going to fill your belly, and you're going to allow that hand on your belly to move as you're doing that. And then you're going to fill your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to feel as the air leaves you, and you're going to help by pushing it out by using your abdominal muscles and your diaphragm to force all of the air out. So try practice doing this a couple times a day. So just as an example, we're going to breathe in deeply through the nose. The longer you can breathe in and breathe out, the better. And you're going to feel again, you can notice a little bit that my hand is moving on my chest. We don't want our shoulders to rise. They're going to move a little bit, but we want to really focus on the abdomen. So let's do that again. So again, this is a great way to do this. You can do a count of 10. You can set a timer. I like to do the diaphragmatic breathing actually when I'm listening to a guided meditation or Zen 12, one of the meditation programs that I use, and just kind of force myself into a deeper breathing. Now, another one that you may have done if you've done any type of yoga is what they call alternative nostril breathing. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You're going to generally use your right hand and allow your left hand to be lying there. You're going to be sitting in a nice, good posture, upright position. You can be sitting on the floor with your legs crossed or in a chair like I am. And then you're going to lift your right hand to your face, and you're actually going to rest these two fingers in the middle of your forehead. Okay? And then this is going to allow you to take your thumb and you're going to press on your right nostril. So what you're going to do, and for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep my eyes open, but you would close your eyes. So again, I've got my nostril pressed, and I'm going to breathe in and hold for a moment through the other nostril. Then you're going to take your ring finger and you're going to close your nostrils for a moment. Then you're going to lift your thumb, and then you're going to lift your ring finger and breathe out. If you find that too difficult, you can also just use your fingers and alternate. But the intent is that you're going to inhale through the one nostril and you're going to hold it. And you can just hold it, or you can gently compress the nostrils. So we're going to do a few rounds of this. For the sake of the video, again, instead of putting your hands here and using your ring finger and your thumb, I'm just going to use my first two fingers. Either way can work well for you. And I'll put, again, a little bit of the detailed right up below in case it seems a little uncomfortable. But you're going to breathe in, hold, and then exhale from the same nostril. You can also alternate the nostrils with the in-breath and the out-breath. So something like this. Hold for a moment, and then exhale out the other nostril. Then inhale. Hold for a moment, and then exhale out the other nostril. So this is a type of yogic breathing, and the interesting thing is because of the way our brain works, and this side of the brain controls this side of the body, that science can show that this actually helps get both sides of the brain working a little bit better, and this is said to promote clarity in thinking. So this is something you can do a couple times a day. You could do this before a meeting just to kind of help get that brain refresher. Now, this next method was developed by Dr. Andrew Weil, and it's based on a yogic technique, pranayama, which is about breath. And if you do any type of yoga or qigong or any of the others, you know that there's a big focus on the breathing. And this one is called 4, 7, and 8. Now, this one, if you can't do the counts to start with, that's fine. You're going to exhale, and then you're going to close your mouth and inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Then, if possible, you're going to hold your breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to exhale like a whooshing type of exhale through your mouth for a count of 8. So let's see if I can do this correctly while you're watching me. So first I'm going to exhale. Then I'm inhale through my nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then exhale for a count of 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale for a count of 8. I apologize. I actually held it for a count of 8 instead of 7. So we'll do that again. It's 4, 7, and 8. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth for 8. I hardly had enough for the 8 count. So this doesn't have to be perfect. If you can only hold it for 5 and then you can only exhale for 4, that's outstanding. But the key is you want to try to hold it and you want to try to exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. That actually is another part of stimulating the vagus nerve as well. If you can do this for up to a cycle of 3 and do this a couple times a day, this is another great way to get mindfulness and breathing together. And if you notice, because you're counting and you're focusing on breathing in, holding and exhaling, this is a really great one to be mindful. It doesn't leave you a lot of time for that extra mind chatter. So I've got some other videos about breathing and some blog articles and things, so I'll definitely put some links for those below. I'd love to hear your comments on any type of breathing. If you try these exercises, if you lose count like I did and you hold it for 8, again, all of it's fine. This is not something that is super perfect in the way that you do it. The intent is just to slow down your breathing, take the time to focus on the breathing, which allows our mind to settle down a little bit. We're not worried about the past. We're not worried about the future. We're just focusing on our breathing right now so that we get those outstanding mindfulness and health benefits from reducing our overall stress. Take care. Be well.